welcome to Barbara A. Lehman Stadium at Cooper High School as the Robbinsdale rivalry gets renewed here tonight on the football field. The Armstrong Falcons taking on the Cooper Hawks. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Todd Getchie, who's coached at both of these schools. Been a big part of the rivalry in the past, Todd, but it's been a while. Not since 2010 have they played at all. Not since 2004 have they played in the regular season. That means a lot of anticipation for this one.
Oh yeah, it's going to be incredible. I mean, being part of it, I coached in it, I played in it, and it is going to be unbelievable tonight. The kids I know are jacked up for it.
And what makes it more interesting too is that both teams are off to really good starts at 2-0. It's been some down years, especially for Armstrong in the last decade, but looking like they have the best team that they've probably had since the mid-2000s, and Cooper has been building slowly and really looking good this year. I mean, this game on paper looks like kind of a toss-up too, and that even adds to it.
Well, it does. The confidence that Armstrong's bringing into it, being 2-0, and it hasn't been for a long time, and they've been having a tough time getting wins. But right now, I'm looking for a really good competition with them, with Cooper, and Cooper has been getting a higher edge in the conference that they're in. They're playing really good. This is going to be an awesome game to watch.
Some people are noticing, too, the Hawks are ranked 6th in the state in Class 5A, and Armstrong getting some votes in Class 6A in this week's state poll as well. Let's talk about key players to keep an eye on in this evening's game. Minnesota and TCU are playing tonight, and we got a couple guys who are going to be Gophers in the future, starting with Armstrong and big Thomas Barber.
Yeah, Thomas Barber, he is a load. I tell you what, a linebacker, he can do pretty much anything. When he comes on blitzes, fills up the holes, he gets in the A-gaps, he gets back in his drops in the passing lanes. He is a guy to watch because where the ball is, he'll be, and it doesn't make no difference. When they say sideline to sideline, he is sideline to sideline.
Great family lines, of course. Both his brothers and his dad played it for the Gophers and in the NFL. And for the Cooper Hawks, they've got a guy who is just a great athlete, great speed. Philip Howard is a game breaker. He'll play a lot on offense as the quarterback and also on defense.
Yeah, Philip, he is the key to the Cooper offense. There's no doubt about it. He can do everything for him. And when he goes on defense, you know what? That's where I believe that he'll probably be playing when he goes for the Gophers. So when he's on that side of the ball, he is a threat too because he's going to be around the ball.
Both of these teams, I'm sure, have been, they have a lot of kids who are friends and whatnot. And I think there is, to a certain extent as a coach, though, you don't want people to get feeling like they need to do too much or that they're so jacked up that they forget their assignments. And maybe there'll be a little bit of that jitters in that first quarter especially.
Well, the first quarter, pretty much the first series until everybody gets into the ball game, gets into a little bit, gets that first hit. But those guys that don't get on there, whoever can sustain that offense right away and the defense doesn't get out there, they're going to be nervous. That's where busted plays happen, and that's when the ball gets on the ground, and I think that's where the difference is going to be tonight.
All right, we got some big guys on both of these teams, Cooper in particular. It is a hot night, and we'll see how that impacts things later on as the game goes on as well. We are pumped up for this one, too. It's a Robbinsdale rivalry reunited here. Armstrong and Cooper coming up next on 12 Sports.
Will suffer from an eating disorder at some point in their lives. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Hi, I work at the NEDA helpline. We have something called Click to Chat, which is a live chat with someone on the helpline, and they're really able to get support.
Call or visit the NEDA website today for help and hope.
Sharing your passion starts with taking that first step. Take Will, for example. His first step was taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television. He's learning production skills and now has access to cutting-edge equipment. He's working on local music productions, meeting new people, and gaining experience needed to produce his own show. Best of all, he's sharing his passion for music with others in his community. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
Hey, did you buy something from some gaming site?
What do you mean?
Yeah, look, there's a bunch of different charges on here.
Do you think someone stole our credit card information?
I don't know. That site sounds familiar, though.
Yeah, isn't that the site that Billy's on all the time?
You don't think. Billy?
Stop and think before you connect. Playing online is serious business. Visit dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect for tips on how to be safe online.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Good one, son.
Last summer, my new dad took me on vacation. First, we went deep sea fishing. Wow!
I'm so proud of you, son.
And then we went on Thunder Shark. That was awesome! Let's go again. 3 times. I gotta say, it was pretty cool.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Oh, not again.
Sharing your passion starts with taking that first step. Take Will, for example. His first step was taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television. He's learning production skills and now has access to cutting-edge equipment. He's working on local music productions, meeting new people, and gaining experience needed to produce his own show. Best of all, he's sharing his passion for music with others in his community. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
An eating disorder feels like having another person inside your head. It kind of built this wall around me.
The main thing that we needed was hope.
Your age, your gender, your ethnicity. Eating disorders don't discriminate. They can strike anyone. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Call or visit the NEDA website today for help and hope.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Hey, did you buy something from some gaming site?
What do you mean?
Yeah, look, there's a bunch of different charges on here.
Do you think someone stole our credit card information?
I don't know. That site sounds familiar, though.
Yeah, isn't that the site that Billy's on all the time?
You don't think.
Billy! Stop and think before you connect. Playing online is serious business. Visit dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect for tips on how to be safe online.
And we are about set for kickoff here. Armstrong and Cooper joining us from the sidelines tonight. Once again will be Allie Arlt. Let's go down to Allie.
A sellout crowd for a crosstown rivalry game where both teams are coming into this one undefeated. Both of these teams have played 2 games so far this season and put up massive offensive numbers. Armstrong coming in with 90 points already scored this season, and Cooper 74. Now, Coach Negan of Armstrong said before the game that his team played really physical in those 2 games, and that's why they were able to put up those numbers. He says they have to stay physical tonight against an athletic Cooper team to do that again. Now, Coach Howard of Cooper, he was all business before the game on the sidelines. The only thing he had to say about this one is we got to play like Cooper. Simple as that. That was it, guys.
Thanks very much, Allie. And Allie will be with us bringing updates from the sidelines this evening, and we'll catch the coaches at halftime. Armstrong will receive to begin tonight's game. A little bit of a breeze that might have a little bit of impact on the kicking game. There's Carter Reed, one of the deep backs for the Falcons, along with Evan McClellan. And getting set to kick off for Cooper will be Eddie Ogamba, who just a week ago was on this field scoring a goal in the soccer game that we had for you on Channel 12. So not too uncommon to see kickers who are soccer players. And Ogamba will get things started here this evening. Cooper, a fast and physical defense. They shut out Jefferson in a rain-shortened game, and then but they had to work for that next one. They gave up 27 against Benilde St. Margaret's, but ended up winning. High, short kick. McClellan calling for it, and it's off his body, and he'll have to just fall on it at the 10. As he had an upman who looked like he wanted to catch that ball. McClellan calling him off late, and then took his eye off it. and it results in not great field position for the Falcons just outside the 10 on their opening possession of the game.
Yeah, Cooper couldn't have had anything better happen. We have that fumble by the Falcons, and the Falcons could have got a good return. They catch the ball at the 10, ends up on the 10. We'll see what they can do. They're going to have to get a little bit going here, so because Cooper does have momentum. For any time the ball's on the ground, that team just gets momentum. They think it's their game, so we'll see what happens.
Carlos Barber, the senior at quarterback for Armstrong, the cousin of Thomas Barber. He's been off to a very good start this season. Started part of the time a year ago, so first down play for the Falcons will be a handoff to McClellan, and he is thrown to the turf. No gain there. It didn't appear as Cooper getting the ball in a hurry.
Yeah, they just exploded it inside the middle with their nose guard and their down tackles there. They call them both ways. They squeezed in well.
So a short loss on the play will make it 2nd and 11 now for Armstrong. Falcons running single back 4 receiver set here. Barber fakes the handoff, will throw, and incomplete. Juggling it was Derek Schmiesing there, and he was hit immediately anyway. It didn't look like he was going to go too far, even if he had been able to haul that one in. As we get a look, a pretty veteran offensive line. Luke Bessick, right tackle, one of the guys to look for on that group. Good receiver and core with True Thompson and company. He had a great catch last week. McClellan will handle the ball a fair amount, but as will Amadou Dunbar. So 3rd down and long here for Armstrong, not the possession they wanted. Barber fakes the handoff. Good pursuit, though, and down he goes. Philip Howard coming up to meet him, and he has something to say as well. And it will be another short loss on this one as Cooper's defense, they're going to get off the field in a hurry the way it looks. They've got a decent-sized front and then a lot of guys who can really fly to the ball behind them, including Philip Howard, who we just saw right there.
They did a great job. All 4, the 3 D-backs and the defensive end, they all 4 had their people, and Philip came up and just stuck him. He did a great job.
Chance Bowen punting from his end zone. Had to go right a little bit to get that one. It's off the side of his foot. Not a very good kick, and Cooper is going to have tremendous field position. We'll see where they mark this one out of bounds. It is going to be spotted on the 25-yard line, so a 16-yard punt. And Cooper, boy, you couldn't have asked for much more. They get him pinned at about the 10 after a juggled kickoff. Then they get 3 dominant defensive plays. They get a short punt, and here we go, only 25 yards from the end zone as Philip Howard leads the Hawks offense out there.
We'll see what they do if they're going to ground and pound, or they can come up with Howard and just have him sweep to one side or the other. We're going to see what it is here. Armstrong's got their backs to the wall right off the bat. Not what they wanted to have.
They've got Levante Taylor split out to the left. He is their leading rusher last year, well over 1,000 yards, offensive player of the year in the Metro West Conference, but he is split out wide on this first play. C.J. Adams is in the backfield as they work out of the gun. Now here comes Taylor in motion. And it's going to be a toss to the right side. Taylor cutting it up hard. Not too bad a defense, but he will pick up about 4, maybe 5 on the play as they show him a little wrinkle. Here's the offensive line. Massive tackles. Whitfield and Aboje are very large young men. And they've got a decent receiving core of their own as well here. So bring up a 2nd down, about 5 here after Taylor picks up 5 on the opening play for the Hawks. Howard will hand it off. Levante Taylor again. Barber comes up and pops him hard. He'll be, it looks like, just short of the 1st down. Taylor, you know, it's easy to underestimate him. He's only about 5'5", but he can really cut hard and run hard as you get a look at the Armstrong defense, which has been off to a nice start this year. 3rd down and a half yard for the Hawks. Right back it goes to Taylor. Barber stands him up, but he will have the 1st down. And they move the chains here. 3 straight runs by Taylor.
Yeah, Armstrong's trying to, they're using their defensive ends and their tackle. They're twisting 2 of the 3 plays, trying to see what's going to happen with Cooper, how they're going to block that. And Barber gets protected by that, so none of the guards and their tackles can come out at him. And that play, he stopped him for about a 2-yard gain, but it's going to be interesting right now. I really suspect them to go around an end here soon.
Howard, quarterback draw up the middle, dragged down by Chance Bowen there. That one might have gone even farther. It was a decent play as is, but looked like it might be more for a moment there. Howard will get about 2, maybe 3 on the play.
Yeah, you're right about that. As soon as he got through about 3 yards, I thought he was going to go the whole way, and he got tripped up, boom, and that's all the farther he got to go. Bowen made a nice play there. I just think they got to open it up just a little bit and not be afraid just not to pound it the whole time here. But you never know. They've been putting the points on the board, so they don't want to risk a fumble or interception.
2 receivers to each side. Taylor in the backfield next to Philip Howard as Thomas Hall comes in motion here for the Hawks. He looked left. Howard didn't like what he saw, so he rolls to the right now, trying to get out to the edge, but good pursuit. He'll dance out of bounds at about the 8-yard line, it appears. So made something out of nothing there as Armstrong had it pretty well covered.
Armstrong did a great job when Howard went to the right there. The defense, all the receivers were the opposite way, and he went to the right, and he just saw 6-7 Armstrong players. They did a tremendous job there. Right now, they got 4 yards to go, 3 yards to go. This is a huge play in the game, even though it's still early in the game for Armstrong.
Look at Willie Howard, the Hawks head coach. First year he was here was the last time they played Armstrong. It was in the playoffs, so he's obviously done some really good things with this program here at Cooper. 3rd down and 4. Fake the handoff to Taylor. Howard rolling left. Now the pursuit comes, but he steps away from it, looking to pick up a block. Howard to the edge, and collared and thrown down hard. But he will have enough for the first down as Jack Leas finally caught up to him. But there you see Howard's ability to make things happen with his feet.
Armstrong did a really good job there. I mean, he got down there, got the first down, but the one thing they did is they pursued hard and they got to him. He's making things out of nothing right now, and Armstrong's playing good defense, but Howard's feet are keeping Cooper close to that end zone.
First down goal to go from the 2 now for the Hawks. Got a fullback into the lineup now as Alonzo Hawley comes in to potentially lead Taylor into the end zone. Trying, reaching, did he get there? No signal yet. And looks like he's going to be just shy. He maybe stretched the ball out after his knee was down. And he'll be inside the 1-yard line. Give him a yard, and 2nd down goal to go as Cooper tries to get on the board early here.
Armstrong did a great job from the outside. The end, I think it was, came down and tackled him.
Barber wrapping up around the leg there. Here's where being a shotgun team sometimes seems like a disadvantage to me, but maybe not. Here is the handoff, and Taylor is in for the touchdown. And Cooper is on the scoreboard first here as they get things exactly how they wanted with the forcing the quick 3 and out and then a short punt. Levante Taylor takes it in, and the Hawks strike first.
Armstrong begrudgingly went down the whole field. If Cooper would have had to go 60, 70, 80 yards, I don't know if they could have did it because they were just squeaking every first down, but that's a point of a really good football team. But Armstrong played hard for whatever they had to go, 25, 30 yards there.
Extra point kick is up, and it is good, and Ogamba knocks it through. It is 7-0 Cooper as they get on the board first. You see a good surge on that right side, and tough to keep somebody out of the end zone there from that distance.
Cooper just kept on pounding him, just wanted Armstrong to know, you got to come on and stop us. So big thing is Armstrong's going to make this field longer for Cooper, and they got to do some right things here on the offensive end. They got to get some first downs, make Cooper play a little bit of defense here, make this field get longer for Cooper. But not the good start for Armstrong, but a great start for Cooper. They got to feel real good about that touchdown drive.
Cooper definitely has a team with speed, but they are pretty good at pounding it between the tackles. That's the thing where you don't realize how strong Taylor is, and also I talked with him about it before the season too, is that he's hard to see behind that line too. I mean, he's hitting the line before you realize it. Ogamba drilling it deep and juggled, and fortunately for Armstrong, it gets to the end zone. Nathan Ball back there and didn't handle it. If that had gone out of bounds at the 1 instead, they would have really been in trouble. But as it is, they'll get it at the 20. I think the swirling wind is making those balls a little bit tougher to handle than you might, you're watching on TV, you don't really realize. I think that's having a little bit of an impact.
Yeah, that was a perfect kick. That was awesome. Back in Back in '77, they had a guy named Paul Rogan that played for the Gophers. He kicked the ball intentionally to the side of the corner all the time, just like that, for exactly what happened there. Maybe they're going to knock it out of bounds at the 1-yard line. That was a great kick.
And even if he makes a clean catch there, you're cutting off a portion of the field really available for returns.
You bet.
Here's Barber in the Armstrong offense. Dunbar in there, and Dunbar has a big gap, and up the middle he goes for about a dozen before he's wrapped up and brought down there by the middle of that Hawks line. I think it was Summers who got a piece of him.
That was a great block inside there. It was awesome. They trapped that with their guard and tackle. It was unbelievable what they did. They did a great job inside there for Armstrong.
Here's a 1st and 10. Barber rolling now, throwing the pass out complete. Howard up there to wrap up as he grabs Isaiah Poster, and they'll get a short gain out of it.
Yeah, they're going to keep on going outside. Looks like they're going to keep on doing the bubble screen out there. They just got to get out there a little bit quicker. And Cooper's coming up really hard on those screens. I'm sure they practice it a lot this week.
It'll be a gain of about 5 on that play. It looked a little better than what I had first thought. Mark it at the 36-yard line here. 2nd down for Armstrong. Back to Dunbar. And wrapped up short of the 40 at about the 39.
They trapped that one again, but the trapping tackle, he just did not get over there in time. He couldn't find somebody because there's so much penetration by Cooper.
Dominic Quiwan on the stop there for the Hawks. So 3rd and 3 for Armstrong, and get a jump. It looks like it appeared to be the defense. Yeah, it looks like if the officials are on the same page, it indeed is offside on Cooper, which will give him a 1st down.
Yeah. Well, actually, that trap was by the guard. It wasn't a tackle coming across. They had that 71 as he's playing the offensive left guard, and he's the one that trapped. I think that's what they're looking to do with Cooper, because they're getting, they're hitting the gaps and they're trying to trap him out of it. That's how they get their first big run, the first play of this 2nd possession.
So 1st down from the 44 as Barber looks to the sideline. Armstrong trying to establish something offensively here after a quick 3 and out. Back to Amadou Dunbar, bouncing it to the outside, but well pursued and wrapped up. Nice tackle there by Moses Ngacha coming up, and he gotcha all right. Able to bring him down.
Yeah, that speed is just killing Armstrong from Cooper, because it looked like he had something there, but boy, they had 2 people come up hard. Yep, Cooper's speed's there. They got to get that ball out to Tou Thompson, because he's a mismatch wherever he is on the field.
Again, got a little bit on that play, about 3 yards. Back to Dunbar, this time running hard straight ahead, and he's submarined as he crosses into Cooper territory to about the 48. Leave him with 3rd and about 3 coming up.
Same thing, they keep on pounding in there. It's they're doing a good job. Dunbar's coming up a little limp and he's going out. That wouldn't be good for them, but I'm sure he'll just shake it off and go over there, and the trainers, they got great trainers over there.
Ooh.
They'll take care of it. They definitely need him in the game.
Boy, he went down hard as he went to the sideline there.
Yep.
Evan McClellan back in. Both of those guys, they have a lot of confidence in. McClellan really improved. He's a good track sprinter, and he's getting some carries this year. Juggled briefly, but McClellan takes a handoff, and he is stacked up and goes backward. Cooper coming up big defensively. And we have a flag down on the play.
I think it might have been Howard that came up.
Yeah, it looks, I think the first big contact was from Demetrius Miller.
There it was. It was awesome. Yeah, they're just shooting through those gaps for Armstrong. It's they see Armstrong's doing those traps and Cooper's going through it. Something's going to give, because when you trap, sometimes you get big plays offensively, but on defense it leaves gaping holes for you to go there. But you got to really know from tape study to know what they're going to be doing.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against Cooper.
Oh boy.
And that obviously hurts, a 15-yarder. And here's where we talked about where, you know, it's a fine line. You want guys to be jacked up with the rivalry and all, but you don't want to go overboard and take a penalty like this. Coach Howard, he either didn't like the call or he didn't like what his guy did, or a little bit of both. He was out there and fired up. So from the 34 now of Cooper, 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Handoff going to McClellan. Not much doing there. About a yard.
Yeah, they keep on pulling people all the plays. They're going to live and die with that. I can see that right now, and I wouldn't doubt in the second half that they'll change that up. We'll see on that. And it looks like Armstrong was at 56 or 50. 60.
Looks like it's A.J. Jacobson down.
Two guys from Armstrong. It's a physical game out there. It's hot and it's physical. Hopefully everything's going to be okay for that young man.
The one good note is it has cooled down a little bit. There's a little bit of a breeze, and obviously the sun not beating down as it was. I don't think by first week of September standards, I don't think this is too bad of a night, really.
No.
Let's go back down as we have a timeout here to go to Allie on the sideline.
Thanks, guys. Armstrong has a new decal that they'll be sporting on their helmet this season, and on that decal is the initial KM. This stands for Kevin Messer, who is a teammate of the Falcons, who was tragically killed in a car accident this summer. Now, Kevin played his freshman year. He played football. Sophomore year, he took a break, but he was coming back out for the team this year, which would have been his junior season, and he was excited to play. His team has taken this loss pretty hard, but a beautiful moment was shared before the game where 15 players from each team with 15 balloons from each team were released in honor of the number 30 that Kevin would have worn to commemorate his memory and to honor him from both teams representing with those balloons because Kevin had friends from both schools.
Thanks very much, Allie, and our thoughts go out to the Messer family and all of the guys on both of these teams too. It's so difficult to lose a friend at that kind of a young age, and it really was a nice moment. And I thought it was nice too in bringing these two programs together. Yes, there's a rivalry, but a lot of them are friends, and it's good to remember that on a night like this too. So 2nd down and 8 here for Armstrong after the injury.
Yep, Thompson
high snap, and Barber then tosses it back, and Alonzo Hawley putting a quick end to that one as Thomas Barber. Or check that, not Thomas Barber, but Isaiah Poster taking that little pitch. This one didn't go too smoothly for Armstrong. The snap was way off target. Then Barber had the back run into him and then got the pitch out to Poster. And
now hopefully they start to get True Thompson. Last time he was a wide out, had plenty of room from the D-back. It'll come to him.
3rd down and 6 here for Armstrong. They trail it 7-0, 3:25 to go first quarter. Robbinsdale rivalry here between the Falcons and the Hawks. Barber looking down the sideline, looking for True Thompson, but the throw sails way out of bounds. And again, the wind is kind of blowing, toward this sideline. I think that definitely impacted that, although it was well covered too. The thing is, though, with True, he can probably go up at 6'4". You might just throw a jump ball a couple times a game and come out with some good results, although you see Cooper was not fooled there. Ja'Kai McNeil and also Howard were really in good position.
Yeah, that play he was on the short side of the field. The play before he was on the far side of the field, single coverage. That time they could double cover him and it was a little tougher.
Going to go for it on 4th down, but first Armstrong's going to request a timeout as they want to make sure they've got everything in line for their 4th down play. Here's our new switch to district football this year. No more conferences, but more or less going to be treated the same, and that's how the Suburban Red shapes up. Armstrong and Cooper and Spring Lake Park have each won their first couple of games, and that's the rest of the teams. These are the new rivals that we'll be having, at least for the next few years for these teams. I think it's a really nice setup. There's a look at the other side, the Suburban White. Nice setup. I think it'll be an interesting group of teams for Cooper and Armstrong to be playing. You know, with teams like Park Center and De La Salle and Spring Lake Park. It's a good league, but not a league where they have no chance. Like, you know, at times in the past, it's kind of felt like when they were in the Classic Lake.
Yeah, every game they're going to have an opportunity to win, and that's all any team looks for on a Friday night is to have an opportunity.
So here we go, 4th down and 6 for the Falcons. Cooper looking to come up with a big stop after Armstrong has put together a bit of a drive, aided by that big 15-yard penalty. Barber looking to throw, floats it up, and it is caught. Nice job in traffic. Carter Reed bringing that one down.
That was good coverage. That was great everything. But you know what? He went up and got the ball. That was an awesome play. Awesome pass, awesome play.
Good touch put on that one by Barber, and Reed doing a nice job of going up to get it. So a gain of about 11 on that pass play, and they convert on 4th down, and the drive stays alive here for Armstrong from the 19 now of Cooper, and another bad snap. Barber trying his best to hang on to it, and he's going to fall down. Be a loss of about 6 on the play. They've got to get that squared away as the night goes on.
Yeah, loss of 6, but the one thing is a great athlete came up with that ball. That thing could have went another 10 yards back. He lost 6, but they might have lost the ball, and they took that big chance on that 4th and 6. Let's see what they do here again. There's a big set of downs for Armstrong.
Back to the 25 now. 2nd and about 16. Barber throwing out. It is complete and able to get by the first tackler there. Nice recovery by Ngacha to stop Schmeezing there, or that one would have been a touchdown as he made a real nice spin to wheel away from the first defender, but then Ngacha was able to close it down.
Barber was super nice pass to the outside. Coverage wasn't that bad, but it was to the outside. Nobody's going to get it but him. He put a nice juke, had some nice speed to get around the corner. That was a very nice play.
Leave him with a 3rd and about 8 here for Armstrong. Down to 1:40 to go in this first quarter. 7-0 Cooper. They scored the first time they had the ball. Here is Barber on the move. Barber in trouble, and down he will go. He's wrapped up from behind by Ante Burns for the Hawks.
I tell you what, they keep on trying to get around the corners with Barber on certain plays. That was all the run the whole way, but I tell you what, that Cooper defense just is so much quicker than the Armstrong offense right at this point. They might have to start bringing a fullback out on that and keeping with him all the way to the outside, because he needs one more block, because he's having to beat 2 people instead of just 1 to the outside.
4th down. Armstrong had a real good kicker on their roster, but got injured in a soccer game, Matthew Jager. So, and couple that with this wind, and I don't think there's really any thought of going for a field goal here. It's got to be, let's go for it again. They converted last time. Cooper actually took this time out defensively.
You know, they might be, you know, because of the weather, because of the heat. Coach might go, you know what, it's not a bad idea here. They got a good distance to go, 6 yards to go, because it's a huge play for them. Because if they can stop Armstrong, because they're putting everything in the basket right here, because their first couple of positions weren't very good, and right now they're coming alive, and if they can get this first down, they might get that momentum back.
Exactly a minute to go in this opening quarter as you get a look at some of the big crowd. That's the group across the way in red, the Armstrong fans. They sold a lot of, very good idea, of course, by the both schools to sell tickets ahead of time, so you didn't have quite such a jam up, although there were people waiting when I got here to buy tickets. But you know, it's nice. Been a while probably since there was that kind of demand at either school for a football game, so that's kind of exciting to see here, I think, for everyone too. 3 receivers left, and Drew Thompson to the short side, the right side. 4th down and a long 5 here for Armstrong.
Yep, and they got Howard over the top to help out with Drew Thompson over here on the right side. Even though there's 3 receivers to the left, the one receiver, he's staying over with Drew.
Barber looking left, throwing, and he had a man open, Nathan Ball, but it is incomplete over his head. Boy, they had what they wanted, it appeared, as he came right up the seam, but is the throw sailing high and off the mark, and Cooper will take over on downs.
It was a nice play. They had the free safety on that side was back into the end zone, and he never moved up, and that slot receiver went there. He was wide open. The pass just wasn't there, but one thing right now, Cooper's got to go a distance. If Armstrong can stop him here, that's what they need. Let's see if Cooper can pound and ground right now, see if they can make them pass the ball.
They will start on their 14, second time with the football. The first time they only had to go 25 yards, this time a lot longer. Here's Taylor through a huge hole, and he gets going in a hurry out just short of the 25. I don't think he'll have quite enough for the first down.
Yep, Armstrong wasn't even ready for that play. They were just got down into their set, and boom, Cooper took off, and they had 10 yards before it was even going. I don't know if they got the full 10, but there was nobody there. They were just standing still.
Taylor does not take long to get to full speed, and he's got the speed to go the distance too. And so second and short here, second a yard. Here's Taylor again. Taylor breaks free, and talk about the speed. Barber trying to catch him. He's forced to cut back and is brought down. So he won't quite go the distance, but it was still an electrifying run there for Levante Taylor.
That was just awesome, coming back and not no give up on Armstrong's defense there. I thought he was going to go the whole distance. That's showing a lot of courage in Armstrong, coming back and get a very speedy runner there. That was awesome.
Picks up about 49 on that gainer.
Yeah, Armstrong's went to the three-man front all three plays, and they've been shredding it every single time.
Looks like they may let the quarter run out here, and will. So we have come to the end of one, and our score after one here in the Robbinsdale rivalry is Cooper 7, Armstrong nothing. The second quarter is up next here on 12 Sports.
Hey, did you buy something from some gaming site?
What do you mean?
Yeah, look, there's a bunch of different charges on here.
Do you think someone stole our credit card information?
I don't know. That site sounds familiar, though.
Yeah, isn't that the site that Billy's on all the time?
You don't think.
Billy! Stop and think before you connect. Playing online is serious business. Visit dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect for tips on how to be safe online.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Nice crowd on hand here at Cooper High School for the Robbinsdale matchup here. You know, it kind of makes it interesting and more exciting that they haven't played in a while. I mean, people have just kind of gotten used to that they haven't been playing, and now that they are, it's a lot of excitement. Here's Philip Howard throwing down the middle, and that one sails too high as he wanted Thomas Hall, and that one will fall incomplete. First throw of the game for the Hawks, and bring up a second down.
Yeah, it was a little surprising that they passed the ball with the success they have running, but that's just a surprise. There's nothing wrong with that because he had a receiver open. He just didn't put it there. That was, it surprised me because they were doing so good running, but he was open. Yeah, Armstrong's just got to squeeze that middle a little bit more because they got those three there. They're really spread out thin here. They got to do a little bit better job with their interiors.
Second and 10. They go back to the ground. This time the handoff taken by C.J. Adams.
Defensive line's getting down. They're getting through too easy. They're not noticing that Cooper's letting them just glide outside of them. They're being able to push them there in the big gap there. Then you got a linebacker that's got to take on a blocker and the runner. So they're going to have to close that up a little bit. They're going to sit down, as they would say, in the defensive line.
Got about 3 on that play, so 3rd and 7 coming up here for the Hawks. Opening minute of the second quarter. Cooper Got a quick 3-and-out from Armstrong, forced a short punt and took it in for a touchdown. That was the scoring in the first quarter. Rush coming, but Howard steps away. But eventually he's caught as he was looking downfield, and Randy Hegum catches him from behind there. And a short loss on the play.
He did a nice job there, the outside linebacker. He delayed blitz, he went in there, and then Howard took a couple of steps and he was getting in his way. Or I think Howard would have did some damage, but Armstrong did a real nice job of putting a big skeleton on him and getting after him.
Hegum had to avoid one of his own guys who had fallen down there, or he might have caught him a step sooner, but good job by Howard, though, to protect the ball there as he's, when you're getting hit from the blind side like that. So it is 4th down and 9. Cooper's going to go for it. Howard looking and incomplete. A little bit of contact as they were coming out of the break on that one as he tried to go to Arian Gordon, but it will fall incomplete. So like Cooper did, Armstrong holds on 4th down, and the Falcons get the football back.
Tell you, Armstrong's got to feel good after the first 3 great running plays by Cooper. They stopped them there, and we're going to see what's going to happen here.
See it. I think probably a good no call, but you see right away Armstrong was worried about, were we on him a little too tight there, Nick Svensson on the coverage, but official did not see any flaggable contact there. So Collis Barber and the Armstrong offense back out there as they start from the 25-yard line. Go with the handoff, and Reed taking it. And he will pick up about 4 as he's wrapped up by Summers there, the 6-foot, 285-pounder.
That was a nice hard run because Cooper defended that really well, and he broke a arm tackle and got some yards there. We're going to see what Armstrong's going to do here.
2nd down and 6 here for the Falcons, and Reed is popped hard by Alonzo Hawley and then stacked up. Forward progress will give him about a yard, maybe a yard and a half on that play, but Hawley, I know, had a good year last year for Cooper and came up like he meant business there. 5'8", 215, and plenty strong too.
It looked like they knew exactly who was going because they had 5 guys right in that hole. That was a great play.
They will end up getting a couple. So Dunbar is not on the field now. He went out with an injury earlier, and McClellan also not in there. So got Reed shouldering the load right now in the backfield on a 3rd down play here for the Falcons.
Man coverage on the outsides, on both outside receivers.
Barber in trouble, has to throw it away, and it will be incomplete as he shot it out there toward Isaiah Poster, close enough to not be a grounding call there, at least in the eyes of the official as he slung it out. But probably a good play. I mean, you hate to give it up on 3rd like that, but he was in trouble. The rush was coming.
Oh, it was coming. Both outside receivers are in single coverage. He just wanted to get it out to the flat and get a little one-on-one, but he didn't have a chance just to throw the ball. Cooper did a great job.
Chance Bowen on to punt. Thomas Hall back to receive it. It's away a high kick, not particularly long, but yeah, not angling, and it takes a Cooper bounce actually back toward the line of scrimmage, out of bounds at the 39. So about a 30-yard punt for Bowen this time, and no return, but Cooper will get it at their 39 here, leading at 7-0 early 2nd quarter, along with Todd Getchie and Ali Arlta. I'm Jay Wilcox. Thanks for joining us here tonight for Cooper and Armstrong football, both off to 2-0 starts. Armstrong, I was looking things up. I know they're probably not going to like hearing this stat, but last 10 years, Todd, 17-74 is their record.
Wow. Yeah. Well, that's why 2-0 and a lot of confidence, and they're settling into the game right now. They're playing a lot better.
Handoff going to Taylor, bounces it around, and gain of a couple on the play. Stacked up pretty well initially. Now, and I know Armstrong fans are going to be saying or thinking to themselves, well, we have been playing a little bit more difficult schedule probably than Cooper since they split into different conferences, and I'll grant them that, but certainly the success hasn't really been there. Cooper's bounced back and had some nice years. Willie Howard's got a pretty good thing going. He's won at about a 60% clip so far. 2nd down and 8. Howard throwing, and that pass is complete, and a nice move to shake a tackle there too right off the bat by Jordan Brown. He ran confidently through that tackling.
I really like the way they executed that play, because the one before that, they had their safety blitz up the gut, and they gave them all the pressure, stop them on the runs because they were getting them there. And they did that nice swing packs. Their D-back stayed back a little bit, and he had some steam, and he did a juke and got rid of 2 players. It was a nice play. Nice call by the offense coordinator there.
Damiani coming over there to make the stop after a 14-yard gain. Back to the ground, and Taylor, wow, he is lifted up and thrown back down by Chance Bowen, who was an all-conference defensive end for Armstrong last year, and he showed why right there as he gets the best of Levante Taylor.
Yeah, that was perfect. If you want to watch somebody tackle somebody, boom, he just got him in the hole, put him right back on his back. That'd be a pancake block if he was an offensive lineman. That was an awesome play.
2nd down and 10 here for Cooper. 7:40 and counting here in this first half. Hawks leading at 7-0. Howard looking for a quarterback draw. Oh, and Barber lights up his future teammate right there. There's Thomas Barber at his finest. If he hits you, you stay hit.
We talk about that at the beginning of the top of the show. He goes in those gaps and those A gaps between the center and guard, and you just don't stop him. That time he really didn't have to show any blockers, but when he gets a chance to tackle somebody, you're down, even with a great athlete like Howard. That was an awesome play.
Loss of 4, 3rd and 14 now for Cooper. Things were really rolling for them early, but you're right, Todd. Armstrong has definitely stiffened up defensively here in these last handful of plays. Howard, pretty good protection now, rolling right, gets around Bowen, but he drops the ball. Howard gets it back, but he was on a knee when he recovered it, so he will be marked down. And a loss of about 3 more on that play. He made a nice little slide to his right to get around Bowen, but then just had the ball slip right out of his hands. Yeah, Cooper fortunate at least to get the chance to punt here.
Well, that happens when you get a little, the ball gets a little bit wet because of this humidity there, because nobody touched it, I don't think. It just came out of his hands, but Armstrong's taking some chances. They're blitzing the safeties, free safeties, outside backers. They're doing a great job because they want to stop that running game, and now it's making Cooper pass, and it's not working.
And Gotcha is the punter for Cooper. It's a high booming kick. Fair catch call. Wow, and that wind gave him a little difficulty there, but taking it at the 15 is Brogan Hayden there, and even that one wasn't a particularly easy catch.
I tell you
and
what,
flag down right at the end.
Yep, that was an awesome punt. The one thing, it was very unorthodox the way he punts the ball, but I tell you what, he's got such a live leg, and he had a little turn on it that time, but that punt return did a great job of catching the ball. That's a really tough ball, like you were saying, Jay, with the wind. That was very tough to receive.
Personal foul called against Cooper, and a water break given on this night. Here's another look. We'll see the fair catch called for and made, and right.
Oh, right there. I didn't think that would be Armstrong.
Boy, that was on Armstrong if that was it. And they're marching it back against Cooper.
I wonder if they didn't call the block penalty, and maybe something we didn't see where maybe somebody was barking at somebody. I didn't see anything wrong with Cooper did there on that play. Could have been someplace we couldn't see off camera.
Yeah, and the personal foul is generally not, going to be talking or something like that. That would be unsportsmanlike.
Exactly.
So,
the only hit we saw there was the one by the Armstrong player. So I have no idea where that one came from.
I'm sorry, it is marked against Armstrong.
Oh, okay, good.
I misread the signal initially.
All right. Well, then we're okay.
So that was indeed it on Hegem.
Yep.
That makes sense, and they'll be pushed back. Boy, that Cooper had a penalty that hurt him earlier. That one certainly hurts Armstrong. They have to start inside their 10 at about the 8, and Barber will go up under center now. They've got a fullback. Don't want to take any chances deep in their own territory here. And Barber is going to throw, and it is incomplete right through the hands of True Thompson. Thinking about where he was going to cut before he could squeeze that ball.
He did a great job on the pass, too. Kept it to the outside. He was covered by 2 receivers. He had about a 4-yard gap between them when he caught the ball, and I think he got too excited that he turned up and wanted to get going.
2nd and 10 now for the Falcons. Oh, with the handoff up the middle, but that one is stacked up pretty well once again. I wonder if that time it's McClellan handling it. Wonder if the trouble with the shotgun snaps is leading to them going under center too. I've watched, obviously shotgun has become much more common in the high school game in the last several years, and I've watched a lot of games where I've been frustrated from up here saying they're being too stubborn sticking with it. If you don't have a center that can get them the ball, you've got to go away from it. And right now, I don't think that it's necessarily the case with Armstrong tonight, but you do sometimes see that. They will go gun here, 3rd down and 8, and we get a flag down. It's going to be against Armstrong, I believe. Yes. Procedure penalty will be half the distance.
Yep, the play before that, Cooper went 8-man in the box, thinking total run because they just passed on 1st down. They definitely guessed right. When you spread out down here on the goal line, you're just looking for a blitz to get to the quarterback. And I tell you what, Cooper's got the speed to get there. I don't know if they're going to do it, but it wouldn't be a bad spot to take somebody in here to go.
Hand off and almost squeezed through there, but not quite.
Yep, they did a blitz from the outside, just where the ball was going. He just didn't get there quite in time, and he probably would have hit him, I would say, about the 4-yard line, but they did do it from the outside. But Cooper did what they had to do there. Now Armstrong's got to Bowen's got to have a nice punt out of here with no return. How about 50 yards and no return would be great.
Hall standing back at his 45. Cooper looks like they're setting up for a return. And he gets away a decent kick. Hall, though, coming up to field it at the 46. Gets by the first man, gets a little bit of a block. He's spun down hard at the 37, but they'll have good field position.
Nice return by him. You got the first guy to miss. That's what you got to do, and he got one block. That was a great job by Cooper. I mean, they work on special teams. I know Willie's a stickler about that, and their team did a great job there. I know there'll be some pats on the backs and stars if they get them this week on that play.
He did a good job making the first guy miss, and then he got a nice little block that gave him the next 5 yards or so. I mean, sure, it isn't, breaking it all the way, but it's a good catch and a good return. And so here they go from the 35-yard line of Armstrong. First down, plenty of time, 4:19 to go in the half. Howard pitching back. Taylor hemmed in, and down he goes. Chance Bowen. Another big stop there for Armstrong. They really strung that one out nicely.
I tell you, Jay, it's just incredible watching this game right now because Armstrong had 3 plays. It was like 3 series ago that Cooper went down the field with about 65 yards of running plays. Then they passed the ball a couple of times, and ever since then, they haven't been able to run the ball. They've been stopped stone cold by Armstrong.
2nd and 13 coming up here for the Hawks after that loss. The defenses have played pretty solid here tonight. As Allie said earlier, a lot of offense for both these teams the first couple weeks. Howard sidesteps the rush. Barber trying to get him. He can't. Howard then is brought down on the outside. Nice ankle tackle there to get him to the turf.
It's kind of fun watching those two future Gophers going at each other, and they both got speed, and Howard won that one. He did a nice job, just kept on going, and the ankle right now is not good enough for Barber there. He had to think of his teammate for next year. He had a little bit too much speed for him.
Bring up a 3rd and about 9 here for Cooper as we tick under 3 minutes to play here in this first half. An early score for Cooper is all we've seen so far, 7-0 Hawks. Howard firing, complete. Nice down to the 20-yard line and good for a first down as he connects with Melvin Newbern.
That was an awesome pass. He had great protection. He hasn't had protection this whole game, really, and that was great protection. He showed you can throw the ball. That was a great catch, great reception, great first down. That's what they needed. Keep the drive alive.
Newbern came over to Cooper last year, had a good year in basketball for the Hawks. He had been at Armstrong prior to that, so obviously it's a lot of incentive for him in tonight's game. First down from the 19, back to Taylor, shakes through a couple of tacklers, and Taylor down near the 10-yard line. Is Cooper able to get that run game going a little bit more again?
Here they are. That's what Cooper is doing, just like you said, Jay. They're getting that run game going, but the one thing is the arm tackles that was killing Armstrong to start the game happened in that time. There was 3 guys with arm tackles. They couldn't get him down. They touched him after a 2-yard gain, but he got 8.
Yeah, he really ran right through Damiani there. He runs with a purpose. I mean, he really tucks it and goes. Here's Taylor trying to bounce it to the outside, gets a block, and he's in for the touchdown.
That's it. They looked like they were just tired on the defensive side there, boy. Cooper went right at him. That was an awesome drive after everything that's happened after their first touchdown. They just said, you know what, we're going to do it. They willed that in. That was awesome.
Avante Taylor's second touchdown of the night as Cooper is able to finish off a drive that started in Armstrong territory again after their defense got a stop and forced a punt. So Gamba will try and add the conversion here for the Hawks. Pretty big score, especially coming late in the first half like that. Not a real pretty kick, but it looks like he has enough, and it does go through. And Ogamba's extra point makes it 14-0 Cooper with 1:56 to go here in this first half as we get another look at the score.
Yep, he just took all that speed to the outside. One good block at the end, but that was pretty much when it made no difference. It was in the end zone. Right there on the edge. What would you say, Jay? Both are touchdown drives. One was maybe 32 yards, and that one was what, 24, 25? It wasn't that much.
The first one was 25. This last one was a little bit longer.
Oh, that's right. It was about 42 after there. But I mean, both times, like I said, they need Cooper to go farther on this field. They need them because they're a ground and pound. That's what they want to do, and you get tired. You get tired when you do that all the time, and they got to make this field longer. Their offense has just got to start moving the ball and getting the ball down the field, so they got to go 70 to 80 yards.
Ogamba will kick off here for the Hawks.
See how the wind affects him going this way, because he kicked it well last time.
High short kick again. It's going to fall in the middle of everyone, and Ball fields it on a hop. Gets a little bit of a crease and almost got away there. He'll be out over the 30 as it is. Looked like just for a second there was going to be enough room to really make it go there. Nathan Ball. Sometimes those ones where they don't, you don't handle it cleanly or it takes a bounce like that, you end up getting a little over pursuit on the kick coverage team.
Yeah, let's just take a peek at here. Yeah, he avoids 2 guys to start with and then gets 1 block, and he almost gets through to the rest of the way. That was a nice job. Let's see if they can do something with 1:49 left here in the half. Down 14.
Aaron D'Souza doing a nice job of getting back to him there for Cooper. So from the 33, 1st and 10 here for Armstrong. They go to McClellan on the ground, and he is ridden down hard there. Nice stop.
Yep. Cooper keeps on putting the pressure from the edges here. They really do a good job on the edge. And one thing, when they come in the edge, they don't just square off. They come down that line of scrimmage and they cut people off all during the game. They're doing a real nice job, not going too fast, not too slow.
Handoff. And again, not much doing. That Cooper defense fired up. McClellan did a pretty good job to get as far as he did there, but that was only about 1.5 yards, maybe 2-yard gain.
Yeah, well, it's 2 sets of downs there, or 2 straight plays in a row that they dared Armstrong to pass the ball. They went single coverage on the outside and said, you know what, we don't think that you'll pass the ball. We think you'll run. We'll put 8, 9 guys in the box, and sure enough, that's what Armstrong did.
Third and long here for the Falcons. Barber looking, throwing. A spectacular one-handed grab by Reed.
That was a circus catch. That's a ESPN highlight job. That was incredible. Those are the kind that you hang them out to dry and somebody can just drill them. But I tell you what, he did a great job. Here it is again on film.
Looked like Barber trying to float that one in, and wow, look at that concentration.
Boy. That was simply awesome. That was great.
Only 37 seconds to go in the half, but they are into Cooper territory at the 48 with 4 new downs. Here's Barber looking to throw. And down the middle, and is it intercepted? It is.
The officials are the one guy, I don't know if they're saying, yep, he says it's interception.
And Gotcha able to hang on and get to it. And gets the pick there for the Hawks.
Yeah, Howard looked like his hands hurt. Came off, he's coming off, his hand was hurt, and he's going, I'm sure knowing him, unless that thing's busted, he's going to stay in that game, I would think.
Wow, great job of concentration there. I thought initially it might be a reception, and then Gotcha was really low to the turf and just scooped that one. Not scooping it off the turf, but grabbing it just before it hits the turf. He wasn't phased at all by the receiver. He saw the ball all the way and did a great job.
Yeah, we'll see what Howard is here, because it was his right hand, I believe, that was hurting when he just came off, but he's out there.
And he will hand it off here on first down, and pretty decent gap to start this, although Cooper probably going to be content to maybe run the clock out here as Adams took that handoff. He'll get 7, maybe 8, but they will not. It looks like they probably won't snap the ball again here as we tick under 10 seconds to go, and Cooper will be content to take a lead into halftime.
Yes, they are.
Cooper getting 1 touchdown in each quarter and grabbing a lead of 14-0 heading into our intermission. I'm going to catch the coaches here at halftime as well. Cooper leading it by that 14-0 score is Levante Taylor getting both touchdowns for the Hawks, and really both set up by, special teams and defense, giving them short fields to work with, or relatively short field, especially on that the first one.
Yeah. Oh, it's actually a pretty decent half of football.
Well, let's go down now to Allie.
Coach, your defense started to pick up there in the second quarter, but what does your team need to do in the second half offensively?
We need to have a little bit of composure. You know what? We're playing scared. We're not playing like we've been playing for 2 weeks, and we got ourselves in this jam. So we've talked about adversity, so we'll see what we can do.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Back to you guys.
Thanks, Allie, and thanks to Coach Negan as his team not playing as confidently, as he said, as he would like to see. And that was one of the things he talked about, is we've just been more relaxed this year in general, and not really seeing that here tonight for the most part. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back with our halftime activities here at Cooper High School. Cooper leading Armstrong 14-0 as we renew the Robbinsdale rivalry.
The world is online, and we're all connected. While there's a lot to explore and discover, we each need to do our part to keep the internet safe. Cybersecurity starts with you. Learn how you can stay safe online at dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
And welcome back here to Barbara A. Lehman Stadium, Cooper High School. Armstrong and Cooper meeting in football for the first time since 2010, first time since 2004 in the regular season, and 1 touchdown in each quarter for Cooper. And kind of cool to see here. We've got cheerleaders from both teams out on the field right now to start our halftime festivities. take a quick time out and be back with more thanks to the Cooper Marching Band and enjoying our halftime festivities here. We'll be right back. Cooper leading at 14-0.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Hey, did you buy something from some gaming site?
What do you mean?
Yeah, look, there's a bunch of different charges on here.
Do you think someone stole our credit card information?
I don't know. That site sounds familiar, though.
Yeah, isn't that the site that Billy's on all the time?
You don't think.
Billy?
Stop and think before you connect. Playing online is serious business. Visit dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect for tips on how to be safe online.
Welcome back here to Cooper. 14-0 lead for the Hawks over Armstrong here at halftime. And we'll look at our first half highlights in this one. Cooper getting off to a good start. Fake handoff there to Taylor, and then here's Philip Howard scrambling it back the other way. And got down to the 2-yard line before he was tossed down. And that sets up the touchdown run as Levante Taylor plunges in. Behind that right side of the offensive line, Cooper goes up early by a 7-0 count. Howard then popped by, as I said, his future teammate Thomas Barber there for Armstrong, laying a pretty good lick on him right there. And then Taylor, though, getting to the outside, gets a good block from the receiver. He goes in to make it 14-0. And so his second touchdown of the night. Levante Taylor punching it in. Let's go down to Allie with Coach Howard.
All right, thanks, guys. Coach, a lot of momentum gained there going into the half with that touchdown followed by that interception. What's your assessment of your team's defensive play through the first 2 quarters?
You know, right now our defense is playing some good football. We have to be disciplined, and we had a couple penalties that gave them a little bit of momentum. We got to come back second half and play a full half of football.
How will your team continue to control the pace of this game in this second half?
I think, again, we have to just put ourselves in position to just play Cooper-style football. We practice all week, understand that they're a good football team. Now we have to go out there and be prepared to play this good football team and do the things that we need to do to win.
Good luck in the second, Coach.
Thank you very much.
All right, back to you, Jay.
Thanks, Allie, and thanks, Coach Howard, as his team doing a lot of good things. I mean, certainly overall outplayed Armstrong in that first half. As you could look at our first half stats, Cooper Taylor popped a couple of big ones, and they've edged in total yards. The one turnover came late, so Armstrong has struggled to be consistent in getting things going. They had a nice drive or two, but just not able to finish them. And obviously, like you said, Todd, the short field, having Cooper to work with, enabling them to finish those drives.
Yeah, well, you see it right, the thing with the first downs. Both teams have 5 first downs. The yardage, there's a little discrepancy there with 60-some yards. But I tell you what, that 5 first downs just tells you what sort of a field that Cooper had, because they have the points on the board. The one turnover was late in the game or late in the first half. It really didn't make any difference in the game. But I tell you what, Armstrong, I think, has just started fading towards the end. They have to come out here and believe that they can do it, like Coach Niggin said at the end, when they weren't playing with that high intensity and stuff like that. It's like they were scared. I don't know if they were scared. I think this is a game they haven't been in a long time. They haven't won a lot of games. They got to come out and just smack Cooper in the mouth, basically, is what you're going to say as a coach, and see what they can do. They have to go out there and do it, and hopefully, you know, they can do that. But I tell you what, Cooper's looking awful strong. Everything that they're doing right now, they're doing the right things. There's a few mistakes that they've made, but nothing that they haven't been able to overcome. That's what they've did. They've overcame their mistakes, bad blocks and things like that. And Armstrong hasn't been able to do that part.
Howard with his feet able to keep some plays alive too, where it looked like, okay, we've missed somebody on a block here, but he's been able to dance out of trouble a couple times. I mean, they haven't thrown the ball much or that effectively, just 2 completions and 5 tries for the Hawks, but made at least one real big one that got them a first down, and they will get the football to begin the second half too. So definitely a chance for them to, kind of even further seize some momentum here.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a field position game like all football games are. But right now, Armstrong's shown that they can't go 80 yards. They haven't shown that yet. I think they're going to have to throw that ball up to their bigger receivers. They got a 6'4" and a 6'7" receiver. They got to throw the ball around there. Yes, it is risky because they got Howard in the backfield for Cooper in the secondary, but they got to do something to get away from the speed because there's way too much speed right now that Cooper's displaying against Armstrong's offense, and they can't overdo it right now. So they're going to have to go over the top and use those big receivers like basketball players and catch that ball.
George Powell will kick off. Howard waiting back deep for Cooper. Looked like Armstrong was offside, and they were. Not everybody getting started at the same time there. Those are little things that you don't think that much about, that, those are things that have to happen in practice too, in terms of, you want everybody running hard, but you can't be out ahead. And they'll take a 5-yarder.
Yeah, especially to start off halftime. Jack, the first thing he wanted to do is that ball to go about the 2-yard line and then fumble the ball and us get on and Armstrong get on top of it. And boy, I tell you what, that wasn't a good thing. Now that hopefully this kicker can get it down there.
Howard going to come up to field it on a hop at the 22. Great move around the first guy. Look out. Philip Howard down the sideline. Nice cut. And finally ridden out of bounds near the 30-yard line of Armstrong at about the 32. Cooper asking for a late hit, but doesn't look like they will get that call. But a great field position. Watch his first move here. You feel for that guy coming down because Philip Howard will do that to a lot of people. Then he makes another nice cut right there. Reed stayed with it and able to ride him out of bounds. And that right there, Cooper wanted a penalty, and Nathan Ball, I think, is probably fortunate. That was borderline. He could have been called right there.
Yeah, I tell you what, that was a great move by Philip Howard. And yeah, I think we probably should have had a penalty there, and that was grace.
From the 33 of Armstrong, here's Cooper again with a short field to work with. Levante Taylor nearly fumbled that one, but he stays with it and bounces it down to about the 30. Looked like he and Howard didn't quite have the exchange there. Maybe Howard was thinking about pulling that ball back, but they stuck with it, and Taylor will get about 4.
That's the way he's been running, though. You just, arm tackles just do not stop that man. He's a beast.
Back to Levante Taylor, ran into his own man, stays up, keeps going down to about the 25. And we'll leave him with 3rd down and short.
Well, somebody's got to rise up in that Armstrong defense, and they got to make a play here. And I mean a play where there's a turnover. They need that ball now because I don't think Cooper's going to throw the ball until they get to the end zone here. I don't even think they'll throw it. They do it then. They're just going to run right now.
Adams in, Taylor out here on 3rd down for the Hawks. 3rd and about 3.5. Back for Adams, and he is cut down well short of the 1st down. In fact, short of the line of scrimmage.
That is awesome. By the Armstrong defense, it rose up. It was incredible.
Get a look at this. Barber's coming on the outside, but knifing in low.
Yeah.
Believe that was Darius Clausel who got to him, perhaps.
Yep, that was a nice play by Barber. He squeezed it in, let his teammates come in from the inside and make everything for it. That was great.
So 4th down and 5 coming for Cooper, and we've seen each team go for it in 4th and on this spot on the field. That's obviously the play to make, not a surprise or anything. You're not going to punt from here, certainly. And Adams moving toward the line of scrimmage, and that's going to make it more like 4th and 10 for Cooper.
Well, it was unbelievable, too, because the Armstrong guy, their right end, jumped about the same time their running back did. I don't think they saw the running back. That right end just started jumping off. Yep, and it probably was because of that running back, but he could have been going in motion. That could have been a big play for Cooper, but now Cooper's got to come right here. Armstrong's got to have a big stop because they get some field position right here, too.
4th and 10 for the Hawks. 2 receivers each way for Howard and company. Howard straight drop, now going to step up, maybe look to run it. Howard gets to the edge, and he'll pick up the first down and more. Touchdown, Philip Howard. How's that for wheels?
Man, he got to that corner there, and I thought, well, he got the first down. He's just going to step out of bounds, but he just had another jet there that went. He just skipped on over top. Here we got that replay going right now. He got through Barber right there, and boom, he was gone the rest of the way. That's an athlete there. That is one athlete right there.
Great quickness and vision there by Howard, too. Bounced that one out at just the right time. Ogamba on for the extra point. It's bobbled, and he picks it up and then pays the price right there as Hall couldn't come up cleanly with that snap. So the conversion try will fail, and we stay at 20-0 Cooper. Watch Howard again elude the rush and go. Got around Chance Bowen and then down the sideline. They're really, you know, it felt like Armstrong should have at least had an angle enough to, if not force him out, at least force him to cut back here, but they didn't really get to the edge very well.
Yeah, and then the big thing there with the Armstrong defense, I'm sure the coaches will get after them. They had 4 guys that had the pursuit angle, but they took the wrong angle there. They all could have probably made that tackle before the end zone, and that's what it was. And they have pursuit drills, and I'm sure Jack's going right now when he sees the film. That's what he's going to talk about. We got to work on the pursuit.
And they were well aware of that coming into the game, too. Talked with them at practice this week, but you know, it's hard to practice and simulate the speed of a guy like Howard, too.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. There's a lot of speed to burn here. Well, this puts Armstrong in a different position because they haven't been sitting there throwing the ball 40 times in a game. They, you know, throw it 5-10 times, and now they're going to have to put the ball up. Down 20-0.
Good kick all the way back to the 1-yard line, and Reed getting to the outside and took a good hard hit near the 30-yard line, and Armstrong kind of a must drive for them, I think, here, Todd. Maybe not necessarily must score, but must do something on this drive.
Oh, definitely. They definitely want to get 30-40 yards, get some field position, and then stop them. At least that's what they got to do. One thing they have did on their punt returns and their kickoff returns, when they've caught the ball clean, they've made good returns. I mean, that's another thing that they haven't did is they haven't caught the ball clean every time, put the ball on the ground. But when they do, they've gotten good yards.
Spotted on the 30-yard line. First down here for Armstrong. Again, a high snap, and Barber handing it off, and Reed tripped up just as soon as he took that. I'm not sure it wasn't kind of a combination of a defensive player and his own guy there that scuffed his leg there, and he'll lose a yard.
Yeah, it just doesn't look like the regular running back's coming back yet. He's still out. That Reed's in there. He got hurt right away.
Yeah, Dunbar banged up, and McClellan hasn't been in there as much, although he's been doing some work for the Falcons.
Yeah, Reed's ran hard. Every time he's out there, he's running hard. I like him as a back, but I just hope nothing's really wrong with Dunbar. Maybe just a bruise and out for the game or something.
Reed had that spectacular one-handed catch, too, for the Falcons.
And that was incredible.
So 3rd down and 5 coming for Armstrong here. Trailing it now 20-0 against their district rivals from Cooper.
I believe he checked to a pass. I really do. See if he checked back out of it. Oh.
Timeout requested by Armstrong as the Cooper defense shifted, dropped back off, and I have a feeling that maybe, you know, interfered with what Armstrong was intending to call there, and or would have made it more difficult to get it to work what they would like anyway.
Yeah. When they have that, when they make that call, they want to do it with about 3-4 seconds left before the clock will go off, because then they can't shift out of their defense. But they gave them about 9 seconds. They knew right away there was going to be a pass in. They went back, and then Armstrong tried to check back to a run. They didn't have enough time to do it. So it's more of a timing thing, but, you know, that's what happens when you play better teams that have speed and things like that. You got to worry about it, and it's going to be difficult, but, you know, it's not like they can't overcome it. They can do it.
See, Armstrong will be playing Park Center next week, and that'll be kind of a nice. They've been in the conference and playing them and had some pretty good games with them. In fact, they beat Park Center last year, and I saw Pirate star Amani Hooker filing into the bleachers in front of us here. They're playing, as we saw, tomorrow night against De La Salle. So here's a 3rd and 5 for Armstrong. Barber looking to throw and completes it to Thompson. And that'll be good enough for a first down, a pickup of about 7. And just a kind of a nice, safe move to chains pass completion there. First catch for True Thompson tonight.
I think it's nice there. He went out there and just did a spin route, came right back and got the ball instead of trying to go deep every time with him. He's taller than these guys. He's going to get up. He can get up the ladder and catch these 5-6 yarders for first downs for him.
From the 42, Barber looking to throw now, pulls it back down and floats that one out of bounds over Thompson's head. Not particularly near any receiver, but Cooper, Willie Howard asking for a grounding call. It looks like intentional grounding, but it does not look like they're going to get it, although you sometimes do see that thrown quite late. But they're ruling that even though it was pretty clear that he was throwing it away, that there was a receiver near enough to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, the 20-0 lead, the D-backs for Cooper are going back. They're just saying, you know what, we're not going to let you beat us deep. Keep everything in front of us.
Hand off left side, Reed. And he is met hard and driven back. Another nice form tackle applied right there, and Gotcha coming up to get him.
Gotcha gets you again. Holy cats, that was a great play. Looked like he was going to get big yards there, and boom, he came up and just took him. Didn't stop him, and then the rest of the Hawks helped out. 4 guys end up piling on. That was awesome.
So it will be 3rd down and a long 5 here for Armstrong.
See if they go back to Thompson on about a 6-yard pattern. And curl up again.
Gonna run it, and Reed taking the handoff. He'll be stopped well short of the first down. He needed to get to the 48 of Cooper, and he's gonna be stopped about 3 yards shy of that.
I don't see people coming out. I think they're going 20-0 there. They're saying, you know what, we gotta go for it. That play surprised me a little bit. I really did think that they were just going to do a hook route or something, or a slant to Thompson or one of their tall receivers.
Dunbar has come back into the game for the first time in a long time. He went out with an injury. He's in the backfield. 4th and 3, Armstrong. Big play here. They're at their own 49. Cooper looking for a big stop and take the ball over and try and seal this one away. Barber looking to throw, and incomplete, as he tried to connect there with Poster, but it was behind him, and so Cooper will take over on downs here, leading at 20-0, and they get the ball in Armstrong territory again, albeit only a yard into Armstrong territory, but still at the 49, and they've got a chance to try and kind of put this thing away early here, leading at 20-0, 6.5 to go in the 3rd.
Short fields have been their friend. They've dominated on a short field.
Empty backfield here. Taylor in a slot out to the left. Howard gonna look that way, but batted up in the air and incomplete. Getting the big mid up there was Sam Enderline Mamea there, the defensive lineman there. I said Troy Polamalu would like that hair that he has. I saw him in practice the other day and got the hand up and blocks that pass.
Yeah, that was, to tell you the truth, empty backfield. I really thought that Howard would they would spread it out and let him run the ball, and then they go back and pass with a 20-0 lead. That, it surprises me, but you know what? Willie's going, you know what? I want more points. He was going to go that way. That was surprising to me, but kudos to him that he says that this team's tough.
And here they go with the handoff. Levante Taylor to the outside, lowers the head and dives forward. And he will pick up a nice gainer there of about 6, maybe 7.
You better want to tackle him, because Armstrong, they keep on doing arm tackles with him. After he got by that first guy, there was 2 more people coming. He put his head down and said, you try to tackle him, and he had another 4 or 5 yards. They just don't want him right now. They got to say, we got to get him and get more than one guy there. But you got to put a shoulder pad on him.
Taylor out for a breather. Adams will come in here on a 3rd down and 5 for Cooper. Option left, pitches it back to Adams, and he is stacked up and driven back. Another big play by Thomas Barber, meeting him hard. And Cooper will be forced into a 4th and long and maybe thinking punt here, looks like, and Gotcha coming in.
Yep, I tell you what, when Barbers came on blitzes, I don't know what the percentage is right now, but I bet you it's over 75% he's made the play or had the play go into somebody else. When he's did that, and Armstrong really put everybody into that and said, you know, we got to stop him right now. We can't let him go. They did a great job on that play. Risked a lot, but they did it.
And Gotcha on to punt here, so Armstrong gets a much needed stop there. It's a low snap and it's blocked by Barber. No, he's going to be ruled down. And Gotcha had a knee on the ground. Armstrong will get it at that spot at the 36. Barber bursting through. Officially it won't go as a block punt because he was ruled down ahead of time. There was the knee hitting, but Barber got there in a hurry, and let's hope Gotcha's all right. As he went cartwheeling, that's a punter's worst nightmare there.
I tell you right now, Barber is just showing me so much. He's saying, guys, get on my back and let's go. I mean, he is playing outstanding football there on the defensive side. He's taken a couple of tough angles against Philip Howard, but besides that, he has been playing outstanding football. And kudos to Armstrong's defense right now. Now they're going to come up with something and punch it in. I think, Jay, isn't this the first time they've had it on Armstrong's side to start a first down? I think it's first time.
Falcons at the 36, a chance to try and get back in this one. Barber, play action, big rush coming, and it is almost picked off. Philip Howard nearly made a spectacular catch. Boy, Nathan Ball, and it looks like Howard's shaken up. Nathan Ball was coming open here. If this ball had gotten over Howard, this would have been a big gainer and probably 6. Yeah, Howard.
I don't think anybody's behind him.
Howard made almost made a spectacular catch, but now he is shaken up.
Yeah, he got hit pretty good. Yeah, if that ball had some more air, that was definitely a touchdown. Here we're going to see it again, I think. Or no, we're going to see Howard down there.
It was almost a big play for the offense. Then it was almost a big play for Howard and the defense as he almost reeled this one in. And you see he's looking at the receiver as he tries to get it, and then he kind of goes down awkwardly there.
Yeah, he did. It didn't look like any ankle or knee was involved. I just think that he just really hit hard, but it looks like they're working on one of his legs. Didn't look like somebody's on it. It looks like...
Yeah, he may be either... It looks like kind of the calf.
Yeah, hopefully it's just with the heat and stuff like that, he just doesn't have enough fluids in him. Hopefully that's it. He wants to get up. He says, trainer, get me up. I don't want to sit down here no more.
And the trainer's saying, could we have somebody a little bigger try to lift this guy for me? There's a look at Cooper, what they've got coming up against St. Louis Park. It's a team Armstrong took it to pretty good last week. And so the Hawks, you don't put them on the win column ahead of time, but that should be a very winnable game for them.
Yeah, and then they come into Spring Lake Park. I know when I coached here, we had some unbelievable games with them. They are fundamentally coached as good as anybody in the state of Minnesota. They just don't have the numbers in their program, but they are one tough team to play all the time.
Yeah, they've had pretty good success against Cooper, and those have been two of the programs that have done pretty well in the latter years of the North Suburban Conference, of course. And Howard wanted to get up and try and go off, but now it looks like he's having some more. I got to believe it probably is cramps based on the way they're dealing with him right now.
Yep. Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
We'll have a 2nd and 10 play for Armstrong after the injury as a big play that almost was looking like it might be a touchdown and then almost looking like it was an interception. Howard's such a playmaker on D too that, I think probably sometimes you would, like to have your quarterback not be out there, but he's so valuable on that side of the ball too.
Oh, he is. Like we talked at the Open, he's such a great offensive player, but when he goes on defense and he can play that safety out there and kind of have a little flow, and then I bet you he was pretty excited because they knew Armstrong probably was going to have to go to True Thompson, some of their bigger receivers and stuff like that. He knows he might get a few chances to get some picks, and when you're a great athlete like him, tonight he's shown us. He came on a blitz and stuck somebody in the first quarter, and it's great. This is awesome. He's playing a great game. The two Gophers they're playing good. I tell you what, the Gophers got a couple of prizes in those boys.
Howard going to make his way slowly off. He was nicked up, I think, a little bit in their first game, too, so they have had, had to have some time with Cameron King in there as their quarterback. It isn't like he's going to be taking his very first snap if indeed he does have to go in.
Yeah, I think it's a cramp, and I hope that's all it is, and he'll do it. No, that's good. See one of those officials down there. I think his name's Cooper. That guy right there, Jay, that's Cooper.
Chester?
Yeah, he was at the U when I was at the U being a receiver.
Yes, he's been a long-time official, too. Really nice to see some of the guys giving back to the game and making the high school football special, too.
And he's an unbelievable person, too. He's a great person. I love the man.
2nd and 10 now for Armstrong after the injury timeout for Philip Howard. Handoff goes to Dunbar, and he sprawls forward to near the 30-yard line, so give him 5 or 6. I have to admit, when Dunbar went out earlier, I wasn't really liking the odds that we would necessarily see him again, but
he's tough. He runs really hard. He really runs very hard. Pretty much identical styles of both tailbacks and the teams. They run hard. You got to get a tackle in the shoulder pad, not hands.
3rd and 5. Back they go to Amadou Dunbar. A flag is down. He's wrapped up and going to be way short of the first down. You would expect this to be an offensive penalty where it fell right in the middle of the line of scrimmage there. And we will see if that is indeed the case. Cooper would probably, or at least consider declining this, but we'll see.
Yeah, you think they would, but the way Armstrong's been going on 4th down here right off the bat in the second half.
We had a chop block call against the Falcons.
Yeah, they got to take this one back. Yeah, that's 2 big penalties now for Armstrong.
15-yarder. See if we can see. I think it's probably a situation where, yes, there was a guy engaged up top and then went to cut him, and obviously that's a no-no. Dangerous.
It's a dangerous one. It's a good call by the referee, and it's one that ends a lot of careers, I tell you.
And the reason that particular, I mean, obviously cut blocks are legal, but when you're engaged with somebody else, you really have no way to protect yourself.
No.
Come on, gentlemen.
So 3rd and long coming up here for Armstrong. They need to get down to the 21-yard line, so about 24 yards to go. Barber looking out, little swing pass. Reed able to hang on again. And a nice gainer for Armstrong. They don't get near the first down, but they do pick up a decent chunk back of about a 12, 13-yard gain.
Oh, I just loved it. We see right here, Jay, in this play, the 2 wideouts, the D-backs are about 8, 9 yards off him, and I was just thinking, throw the swing pass. If he would have had that swing pass perfect to him, I think he could have got this first down. He stumbled the first 2 or 3 steps there. I think he could have got by that guy, because the safety came way about 15 yards away from him to catch it from the middle of the field.
Big 4th down play here, 4th and 7 for the Falcons. Barber looking out, gonna throw that fade, looking for Race Thompson, and well defended and incomplete. Thompson goes 6-7, but broken up there by Cameron Kipper, and it will be Cooper taking over on downs. They saw the matchup they wanted. Race Thompson had a touchdown catch last week. Look how much bigger he is than the defender, but they just didn't quite get the ball out there where that was a play that could be made. Is Kipper able to break it up?
Yeah, it's not a bad call. I'm just, I don't know, being a defense coordinator like it was, if I was an offensive team, I'd try to go 7 or 8 yard pattern when you get those 2 big tall guys and just get first downs, because you got to get in that end zone.
Cameron King is in at quarterback, and he hands off, and Taylor is cut down. It looked like a pretty nice hole was opening, but then he was chopped down. I believe it was Leas who got him around the legs there. That one had a chance to really spring free. As it is, he'll only get a couple.
Yeah, see Howard down there. He's just stretching out that calf, it looks like. Trying to get it loosened up to go. But at 20-0 lead, it's not like they have to rush him back into the game.
2nd down and 8 here for Cooper as King will go back to the ground, and Taylor, and met by Leas, and a helmet goes rolling off. Short pickup on the play. There was some serious contact given on that one, only about a yard gain.
Yeah, it's unbelievable how much helmets fall off, and I wore them 20 years of my life, and I tell you what, mine never fell off my head, but everybody seems to have theirs fall off. I don't know if I always had it too tight or what.
Point alert.
3rd down and 7 now. We might see King go to the air for the first time here, perhaps, for the Hawks.
Oh, right there.
And he throws over the middle, and Barber almost picked that one off. Throw was well behind Jordan Brown, and it will be 4th down here for Cooper as Barber made a nice play, almost made an interception.
Yeah, he made a good drop here, but the receiver's open right away before the ball. He let the ball go. If he did let it go sooner, the receiver's in a gap where it was there. He threw it about a second and a half late, or we would have had the guy. Now let's see if they can go and block a punt again. They need to have something. They're coming after it.
Oh, and he gets the low boot out of there.
Yeah.
And Hayden takes it and shakes past the first couple guys, and then wrapped up and held on to by Burns. And so Armstrong will get it back with 2:22 to go, and they'll be out over their 35-yard line, spotted out at the 37 as Armstrong again trying to get something going.
Yeah, Cooper's in such a good position with a 20-0 lead. Everybody's in a good position, but they got so much speed on the outside. They're pushing their corners back a little ways. And right now, I know Howard, I don't think he's in the game, but he's just got to be begging to get back out there because he knows they're going to have to throw the ball. This is Cooper's game to win here. Armstrong's got to pull some tricks out of their hat here. And I don't think they're going to be able to pound it to get it through. They're going to have to throw the ball. Officials were talking. I don't know what about, but they were talking.
Barber handing it off to Reed. Got a good hole initially, but it closes up, and then ball comes loose, but he's already ruled down at that point.
Yep, Cooper just closes up so fast when they get the ball. They are really good at that.
Demetrius Miller making the play there for the Hawks.
You have to get one of those to pop the whole way, but it's going to be tough. But everybody can do it. Let's see if we can get something for them.
2nd down and 8 coming here for Armstrong. 1:50 to go here in this 3rd quarter. Cooper leading at 20-0. Again, first meeting since 2010, which the Hawks won here on this field as well. Barber throwing down the middle, and then gotcha with another pick. 2nd interception of the night for Moses and gotcha. And Cooper will get the ball back.
Yep, I believe. Let's hope we can get a replay on this one because I think he was open again and he just overthrew him. I mean, because their D-backs are going back. Here we go on a replay of it. It's back, and I believe he's overthrowing the ball on the receiver. Oh, he threw it way too far in front of him. He was open, but he threw it too far in front of him.
Barber seems to be leaning back when he's throwing some of these balls, too. He's not really stepping into it.
I think you're right there, Jay.
Hand off Levante Taylor, and Hegum able to trip him up. Taylor went sprawling as he was stumbling there, trying to get to the edge.
That's a great play. Right now, I'm seeing a little hesitation on 3 or 4 of the Armstrong players. They got to play full out here. They got to believe they still can win in the game here. This is a tough part for a coach when your team, you know, that they're just in the faces. I don't know if we can win the game. You know, 3 touchdowns in high school football isn't that tough to get. Just
well, and I noticed that after they had come up with the ball that the previous time, we had a shot of the sideline, and everybody's head was hanging. There didn't seem to be a lot of, you know, spark over there or belief. Here's the handoff, and Taylor whipped down for a loss there as they got good penetration. More than one guy getting there early, and Taylor had nowhere to go.
And that's what's been happening tonight. They've been having 2 or 3 really good plays, but they give one up that keeps Cooper's drive alive. They just got to sustain it. You talked about that at the halftime, that you know, it's just sustaining it, and that's what the problem is right now. They got to sustain it. But you said about the record over the last 7-10 years. I think that has something to do with it. They got to figure it out. But Jack can figure it out because I tell you what, he is a competitor. Their coach.
3rd and 10. Cameron King still in there, the second string quarterback for Cooper after Howard went out with what appears to be leg cramps. King going to throw it up long. 2 receivers there, and he's got one of them as Melvin Newbern cuts in from the outside and hauls that one in.
Yeah, he made a great adjustment on the ball. The ball was underthrown. He saw it went to the inside, and the Armstrong guys were just following it. They didn't have their eyes on the ball, which is fine, but they didn't read the eyes of the receiver, so they knew where the ball was coming. There we go.
They get a big completion. It could have really been a touchdown. That will be the last play of the 3rd quarter. And Cooper has kind of seized control of this one. Our score after 3, the Hawks 20, the Falcons nothing. The 4th quarter is up next here on 12 Sports.
The world is online, and we're all connected. While there's a lot to explore and discover, we each need to do our part to keep the internet safe. Cybersecurity starts with you. Learn how you can stay safe online at dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Here we go, 4th quarter. Thomas Hall taking the swing pass. Barber brings him down, but a pretty solid gainer for Cooper on that first down play.
Yeah. Barber's going to have to come out for a play because his helmet's falling off. And that's never good for Armstrong when he's got to be off the field. He's got to come off for a play.
Pickup of 7 on that little safe pass. King getting it out there to Hall. So second completion now for Cameron King.
It's a great opportunity for the backup quarterback to get some time in.
Go back to Levante Taylor, and he's a jersey tackle hanging on for dear life. Able to get him down. Taylor trying to squeeze free there as Noah Worden had a hold of him. And it will be a first down, though.
Back in the olden days, you had the tearaway. You probably would have been gone. You definitely would have tore away that jersey like Herschel Walker had many happen in Georgia. University of Georgia had a ton of them.
I would not argue with someone if they said Herschel was the best college running back ever. I mean, he was so good.
Yep, he was incredible.
Here is Taylor, big hole left side. Taylor trying to make a cut. He's slowed up and dropped at the 15, but another first down as he rips off about a dozen more, and they are starting to kind of dictate to the Armstrong defense right now.
Just watch, there's a lot of catching going on at Armstrong. Right there, the guy's just catching him. And that's what's happening. He came back to make the tackle. We're catching a lot of people here on the defense right now.
Cole Christensen did a pretty good job of at least getting enough of him to knock him off balance. They'll spot it at the 16, so call it an 11-yard gain, but first down here for Cooper. Another score here would pretty much put this one away. Back to Taylor, and another good hole. Taylor cutting it up hard, fighting down inside the 5 to about the 2. And it's going to be another first down here for the Hawks. First down and goal to go, and they are looking rather unstoppable on this drive right now.
Yeah, they got that their 3-man line in there. They're Cooper spreading the field, and they're just taking advantage of those gaps that are so huge right now because Armstrong isn't filling them, and their down linemen are taking the blocks on. So the blockers are getting to the linebackers, and the holes are just massive. Yeah, it's being tough right now.
First down, goal to go here from the 2-yard line for Cooper. Hand off up the middle, and trying to fight forward there is Holly.
Yeah, I don't know why Cooper just didn't stay in their spread and just ran the same stuff they had because it was just taking care of them.
You know, although to a certain extent here, I don't think for them it'd be a bad thing to have to run 3 or 4 plays.
Oh, no,
eat
burn
up some
some
more
clock. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that.
Yes, you take a touchdown whenever you can get it, but ultimately in the overall scheme of the game, they would probably be better off if they score on 3rd or 4th down here.
Yeah, I wouldn't have minded a sweep when they see the goal line defense in there, because the touchdown isn't as big as that time off the clock.
And right up the middle we go, and Holly will walk on in.
It was a great offensive call. He did a delayed handoff, had him take a position step to the left, delayed handoff, so all the line would dive inside on the defense. And by the time he was running, everybody's laying belly on the ground. It had already got turned on their blocks, and he just walked in. So a great play by the Cooper offensive coordinator, was executed awesomely.
They may go for 2 here, I think, after missing, having a bobbled snap on the last kick attempt to get him to 28. They will try for 2. King is going to throw it, looking for the fade, and out of the back of the end zone as he tried to get it to Newburn. So the pass fails, and we will stay at 26-0 in favor of Cooper as we get another look at our touchdown run here. Holly, a thick guy who plays a lot of linebacker, some fullback as well, and he's able to pound it on in. You know, it was interesting, too, what Coach Howard talked about. And sometimes this part of it is a little bit just the luck of the draw. But he said, we've finally got some offensive linemen with some big size. I mean, he said, don't get me wrong, we've liked some of the kids we've had there in the past, but they've been more like, a linebacker type who's just tenacious and strong, but not really with much girth. But now they've got some guys who can play football and are really big guys, too.
Yeah, when you're really big and you can just stand in front of a smaller lineman, a 300-pounder versus even a 200-pounder, you still got to get around that guy as a defensive player. And the running back has a huge advantage, especially the ones they have that have so much power when they're going through the line.
Ogamba to kick it off here for Cooper, and he gets away.
Another
good boot right in that same spot at about the 1 or 2 yard line. Reed looking for some room. Reed getting a step. Look at him go up the sideline. Reed all the way out to midfield, given a hard ride out of bounds.
Yep.
But Armstrong showing another good return. That's one part of the game that you talked about has been pretty solid for them tonight. He'll get all the way to the 45 of Cooper.
Yeah, right away. As soon as I saw him get out there like I do lots of times when I'm watching games, he started going way out to the left, and I started down looking at Willie, and he was getting his hands flapping and stuff like that, because he knows that right now, if there's one weakness that they've had tonight, it has been the special teams on punt and kickoff returns when they've got it cleanly.
53-yard return will set him up at the 45 of Cooper here. Barber fakes the handoff. Now he'll throw on the run out to Ball, and he has it. Not sure if that was a forward pass or a lateral. I think it's probably a lateral.
Yeah, it looked like it was pretty even.
And that will give him a gain of about a dozen. We will call that a run for Ball on that play. You start to see that a little bit more where teams, it's almost like an option pass, but whether it's a pass or run, I think it starts to fool the defense. So they'll move the chains here. Barber handing off. Here's McClellan, and he goes nowhere. Well defended by Cooper. First guy at the bottom there was Burns, but got help as well from Guiwan for the Hawks.
Yeah, Cooper's doing a lot of stuff on the outside and the 2 receiver side, especially on the wide side. They're bringing that in. He's coming down with an outside linebacker. That slant's open a lot. And I don't know if they're not seeing that time he stayed there, but it's a good read. Outside guy had the slant open. They've had it open pretty much the whole night.
And Gotcha getting a solid hit on True Thompson.
He's been awesome tonight. He has just had a great game. Gotcha's been hitting everybody.
Pickup of 9, second catch of the night for True Thompson, and he loses the helmet too, so has to come off there as ticking down under 8 minutes to go here in the ball game. 3rd and 1 coming for Armstrong, but they trail at 26-0.
Yeah, they get single coverage here to the right again.
And we're going to have a timeout requested by the Falcons. So they will come over and talk things over. first time meeting for any of these players, obviously as varsity players, and first time for Coach Jack Negan. And Willie Howard did face Armstrong, as we said, in his very first year. Willie, outstanding D lineman at Stanford, and was a Viking for a short time before an injury ended his career. But he's come in and really, tackled this opportunity with this program. I mean, I think sometimes when you get somebody who's a pro player and you're wondering, are they going to be all in, or are they going to stick around, or are they looking to move into a college job right away or something? But it certainly hasn't appeared that way. He's really, become invested in this community and done a lot of good things, not only just during football season, but really working to get kids into college.
Yep, year round. He's been there year round for these kids, and that doesn't happen with a lot of coaches.
3rd down and 1. Again, a bit of a high snap. Reed makes a cut. We'll see where they mark him down. His knee hit as he stumbled.
Yep.
He would have easily had the first down, but I don't think he's going to get it. No, he got about back to the line is it. He really just stumbled on the turf, I think, as he made that cut. He's had a pretty good game tonight for Armstrong.
Yes.
I think you could make a case for him as he and along with Thomas Barber as being their most effective players on the field tonight.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Offensively, he definitely is.
4th and 1 here for the Falcons.
I'm with you, Jay. I like the quarterback underneath center, especially in these short yardages. I don't care what the score is.
They go back to Reed, and he has a big hole on left side. Reed fighting down inside the 10, and it'll be first down, goal to go for Armstrong as they convert in a big way. Reed, it looked like for a moment, might get all the way in.
Yeah, it looks like they checked that play from the sidelines because Jack or their offense coordinator saw something, and they changed the play. The quarterback looked over. That was a great job.
Saving tackle there by D'Souza, but still 1st and goal coming here for the Falcons. Might be too late, and probably is too late for them to really get back in this game, but still to help the confidence for weeks to come, they'd like to get at least one score on the board here. And Cooper saying, we're not just going to give it to you easily here, as they stack up Reed after no gain.
That's probably the biggest difference right there. That run, Cooper kept on having guys come after him and tackle him. And one thing Armstrong's did tonight, they've had people been there, but they haven't been making the stick so it stops right there. They've gotten 4, 5, and 10 extra yards after it. And that one was a great job by Cooper again.
Might have been a short loss, actually, on that play.
Yep.
Back to the 5-yard line. 2nd down, goal to go. This time Barber is under center for the Falcons, but we'll have a whistle before the play and a timeout requested by Cooper. They saw something where they looked vulnerable, I think, defensively there. So I'm going to request that timeout. We have just passed the halfway point of this 4th quarter. Willie Howard and crew looking to seal up a victory. And it was interesting before the season. I talked with Willie, and like most coaches, you don't want to get too far ahead and saying we've got a great team and we're going to knock everybody out of the park. But I could tell he really felt good about this group he had. A lot of these guys started last year as younger players, and now they've got not just the talent but the experience, and they know what is expected and where they know the offense, know the defense pretty well, and he knew they were going to be pretty good, and it's looking like it.
Yeah, well, they're buying in. They've had a lot, like you said. I think he's 30-20, so they win 60% of their games. That goes a long ways, and you get more people out for the team.
And that's a big thing. There was a time when at Armstrong and at Cooper and at Park Center and a lot of the schools you wouldn't even give a second thought to, are we going to have good numbers? But that's not necessarily the case anymore. Handoff going right side, and Reed fighting, and he's going to get in for the touchdown. The ball comes loose late, but he's already in. Touchdown signal has been given, and Armstrong not going to be shut out anyway as they get on the board.
Well, I tell you what, that's a lot of pride going in there. I know Jack right now, that's one of the things that he's going to hang his hat on when he goes and talks to the players after the game, no matter what the score is. Guys, that's what you need to do. You need to persevere the whole time, because that down the rest of the year, that's going to help them. That drive's going to help them.
Trevor Peterson on to attempt the extra point here. Again, They have a real good kicker who is injured in playing soccer. And the kick attempt is no good. So it will stay at 26-6, but signs of life for Armstrong as they get on the board. And I think it's kind of fitting that Reed able to finish this one off because he's had a nice night. He got hit hard, but stayed with it and kept on his feet. And you see the ball was punched out, but after he'd already crossed the goal line.
Yeah, but on the extra point, it was a bad snap. It skipped to the holder, so I think that had more problems than the kicker missing the ball.
Yep, absolutely. So 26-6 ball game here as Armstrong see if they'll be thinking onside kick here. I'd say why not? You might as well try.
We were thinking the same way. Are they going to onside kick or not? You know, why not? You're here to win. You're here to win the game. Get after it. Yeah, both the crowds are still staying here, which is awesome.
Well, school hasn't started yet either, so you don't, for all the kids, you don't have to worry about getting up necessarily. I mean, obviously you may have a job or other commitments that have you getting up. And he punches it into the middle, but it's going to go out of bounds. So
that's the worst of both worlds on that.
I'm a little surprised they didn't try a pure onside kick and try and recover. They look like they're, that is a spot where there is a little bit of a vulnerable area there. So.
Yep. There's a belly there where it is, especially where Cooper was lined up. But you got to be a good kicker to do it. You usually put a little bit more air on it than that, so it spins back and you can get to it. But
I don't know, as much watching many times over the years, sometimes it feels like it's no rhyme or reason to where the ball bounces on kicks too. Though it's hard to predict that football will bounce any different way. King taking the shotgun snap here and goes to Taylor. He will pick up about 23rd rush of the night. Taylor well over 100 yards tonight.
Yep. Nice runner, runs hard all the time. Yep, they're just going to pound and ground here, and let's see if Armstrong's just going to start blitzing and come after him. And if they take chances, they got to get the ball on the ground in that backfield.
Which we could see, a big play pop too, but that's a chance you have to take.
Oh, you have to. I guess you have to do it.
King will hand it off again. Here's Taylor getting by the first wave. Wrapped up, keeps fighting, and he will be very close to a first down. I think he'll have it out over the 45.
Well, he did a great run. Armstrong kept on after him, which I like to see at the end of the game here. 4 or 5 guys still are trying to get to him instead of just one guy touching him. There's one, there's two, and then they have some more people that are going to start coming there. That's what they need to do. They can't stop going there. Get all 11 guys to the ball. Just under 5 minutes left.
4 new downs and an early start in the middle there for Armstrong. Yep, going to be offside. Kind of guessing snap count there, it looked like. And
he did it the last down too. And he almost was there, so he thought, well, I'm going to try it again. He was pretty close to getting the penalty the last time.
Make it a 1st and 5 instead here for Cooper.
Yeah, they're stacking the line, going to come after him a little bit.
And off to Adams this time, and he is thrown down hard. Short loss on the play.
Just got to be sure-handed with the quarterback to get the handoff. Hold it in his belly until he gets it, so you just don't want to fumble. That's all you don't want now. The defense is looking for that mistake.
King over to get some quick instruction here, and obviously he's getting a chance to work on, not so much throwing the ball, but things like clock management. Let's use as much time between plays as we can. The tempo part of it is usually, the tendency now is to go, let's go fast as we can. But when you're looking to run that 4-minute offense at the end of a game where you're looking to, use up the rest of the time. That's important too. You can't get too antsy in there and mess up the timing.
It's actually really important because for some reason if Hubbard would go down in the end of a game that's close, him having this is going to be just so valuable for him because you don't get your second quarterback in this situation when you have a little bit of a lead. So, yep, I think it'll be valuable for him. Hopefully Howard won't be down ever again, but if it does, valuable time for him.
3rd down and 3 coming up here. Adams checks out. Taylor back in there for Cooper. King going to throw a little flare out to Hall. Breaks a tackle, then he lost the ball, but he gets right back on it, and he will have enough for the first down. A rather eventful play there for Hall. He made a good catch on a pass a little behind him, made the first guy miss, and then the ball squirted free briefly, but he's able to fall on it.
Yeah, free going forward to get him the first down, too. Many things could have been bad, and everything went right for him. His own player knocked out.
Yeah, ran into a teammate there.
Yep.
But all's well that ends well for Cooper as they get 4 new downs, and the clock continues to tick, and they're going to be able to seal away a win here. Armstrong only has 1 timeout left, 2.5 minutes to go. King handing it off. Levante Taylor, big gap left side, getting to the outside, then cuts it back hard. He's trying hard to stay in bounds, but he didn't quite do it. I like the headiness there of Taylor because he recognized, I want to get down in bounds. It didn't work, but
yep, he did.
He had
did
the right
want
thought.
To get down. Yep, he did want to get down. He was looking for it. If there wouldn't have been 2 Armstrong guys there, I think he probably would have. Yep, he was trying. He just couldn't do it. You know what?
I think he was.
I think he was. I think he was down.
I'm going to give you credit for that, Levante, for getting down there because I think he did hit the turf before going out, but.
Yeah.
2:04 to play. Cooper looking to go to 3-0 here as they have played a strong game here tonight. I was at it, pretty dominant game. I think coming out, and Armstrong had some, moments of doing well, but just not as consistently as Cooper.
I think that's pretty much what it was. The consistency, and what Jack said is we just didn't play hard like we did the other 2 weeks, and I think that's as much Armstrong's fault as it was Cooper coming out and busting them up. I mean, they came out and played a little harder than they did.
And I think what you touched on earlier, it is a factor too, in that Cooper is now believing that they will win games, whereas Armstrong's still kind of in that, I think we can, but I'm not sure kind of feeling. And here's Adams taking the handoff, and he's stacked up after a couple yard games, and that only comes with the experience of winning. I mean, you can talk about it all you want, but it's got to happen on the field and for a consistent basis. And Coach Howard leading the cheers here as Cooper fans giving their team a rousing ovation. The game had kind of slowed down and becoming a little anticlimactic because of the margin, but they were looking forward to this night. I think to a degree, both coaches are kind of going to be glad that all the hype's over tonight too.
Yep.
But for Cooper, it's going to be a night to celebrate. Armstrong kind of going to have to go back to the drawing board a little bit.
Yeah, lick their wounds. They lick their wounds, but they got nothing. They're going to be a good football team. Next week's going to be a challenge with Park Center, but they can come after that.
And King's just going to take a knee. And we will tick down the final seconds of this game, and a nice victory here for the Cooper Hawks as they are going to win it over Armstrong 26-6. The matchup's been a long time coming. I mean, we just for a long time just accepted it that these teams would play every year, but then when the conferences changed and that was no longer the case, and now it's kind of made this one into a real special night and a real special win here for Cooper, kind of solidifying that they're very much for real. Not that anybody should have doubted that before, but they're reinforcing it here tonight.
Yeah, I just think that Armstrong, next week they play Park Center. It's definitely a game that they can win, and then they play Irondale after that, who just by scores alone, because I haven't seen them play, but they don't look like they're playing very good football. So, Armstrong comes and plays Park Center, and maybe can get a W there. Then you go to get Irondale at home and get a win, and then all of a sudden here they are 4-1, even though they lose tonight. So they have a lot of good things to look forward to, but they got to get past this and just the mistakes that they made tonight, work on those, which I know Coach Jack Nigan will get on that, and the coaches will, And Cooper, kudos to them. They really played a really good game tonight. They played hard the whole game. Not many mistakes. Defensively, they did a great job tackling, and their secondary played great. They just played outstanding in the secondary. It was a fun game, super game to watch.
And certainly Cooper doing what they wanted to do for a good chunk of the night and doing it effectively, and showing why they were 2-0 coming in and why they are now 3-0.
Yeah, they will have fun tonight. They got the fans on the stand, all of the stands out there, and it will be one of those days. It'll be one of those nights for everybody tonight. But the Falcons keep their heads up. The Hawks are going to have their heads up for sure, but it's going to be great to have this rivalry going forward. Hopefully they don't change the districts next year and stuff like that, because this is something they need to have every year.
Yeah, there'll be at least a couple of years of it, we know that, but certainly the rivalry renewing this night was a big thing and a good thing.
Yep, Coach Howard's down there trying to get things done, getting people all off the field that shouldn't be on the field. He does it all over here.
We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll come back here to wrap things up from Cooper High School in a moment. The Hawks, so are the Falcons tonight, 26-6.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Hey, did you buy something from some gaming site?
What do you mean?
Yeah, look, there's a bunch of different charges on here.
Do you think someone stole our credit card information?
I don't know. That site sounds familiar, though.
Yeah, isn't that the site that Billy's on all the time?
You don't think.
Billy!
Stop and think before you connect. Playing online is serious business. Visit dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect for tips on how to be safe online.
Big win for the Cooper Hawks tonight over Armstrong. 26-6 is our final. Let's go down to Ellie.
All right, guys, I have Levante Taylor and Philip Howard down here with me right now. We'll start with Levante, speed demon out there. 2 touchdowns in the first half for you. What allowed for you to get 2 scores on the board early?
My offensive line. They came out, they blocked hard, they got me in the end zone. I give all the credit to my offensive line.
In the second quarter, you had a 39-yard run. You were juking players. Walk us through that play.
I got the ball, and I seen the cutback. I just took it, and I just took off. Line was blocking. It was a perfect play. Perfect call by our offensive coordinator.
3 games into the season, you guys have scored 116 points. What does that say about your team?
We got dominant offense, dominant defense. We preparing, we not stopping.
All right, on the other side here, we've got the guy who plays 3 positions. It's our quarterback, free safety, and punt returner. I have to ask you, how do you do it?
It's tough, but you got to condition and practice with everybody. Sometimes do extra running. But when your guys tell you to do extra running, you better do it, because that's what we focus on: condition, adversity, all that.
Right after half, you're taking the kick return. You have a massive return, sets yourself up for a rushing touchdown. Why don't you walk us through that series?
Well, my front man, Thomas Hall, he told me, you take it. So I just grabbed it. I seen the lead block he gave me and took the outside and got upfield.
It's been a long time since you guys have been able to play the school basically across the street. What was that like to have this rivalry game and for you guys to come in and take this win?
It was a big game for us. We came in knowing it was a big game, knowing we wanted to get the W, came in with good composure, good discipline, and we just wanted to show that we can come out on top.
Philip, good luck in the rest of the season and with the Gophers next year.
Thank you.
All right, we'll send it back to you, Jay.
Thanks, Ellie. Congratulations, Levante and Philip and all the Cooper Hawks as they win at 26-6. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's telecast here from Cooper High School. For Todd Getchie, Ali Arlt, and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Again, your final, Cooper 26 and Armstrong 6.
Bye.